Male Karen threw a handful of coins at me at McDonald's. This story happened when I was 20 and worked in a McDonald's while studying at university. I was shy and inexperienced with human nature, and it was my first job in the restaurant industry. McDonald's probably was a bold choice for a girl like that, but despite the humiliation and suffering, I'm glad I chose it because it made me tough. One day on my second week of working there, I finished my shift at 10 p.m. In my country, most companies paid their workers that day, so everyone paid in cash with big banknotes, so in the last hour of my shift, I was struggling with giving back the change. My cash register mostly consisted of $50 and $100 notes or 1-5-10-25 cents. And of course, everyone rushed to spend their hard-earned money on McDonald's. A guy in his late 30s or early 40s, with a full business attire, walked in at around 9:50 p.m. He only asked for that small ice cream in a cone. It was $1 when this happened, and he paid with a banknote which is worth about $50 here. I asked him politely if he had a smaller banknote. He replied with a simple no. Until that point, there was nothing about him that screamed Karen I could give him back $40 in banknotes. I told him I could only give him the last $9 in coins since there were no banknotes left in my cash reg. He let out a very annoyed and rude reply, but I thought it was directed at the situation and not me. I started counting the $9 to him, and since I could only give him back the last $1.05 I accidentally gave him 95 cents. I didn't realize it until he said, "This is just $8.95. I immediately replied, "I am very sorry," and gave him the last 5 cents. I thought that was the end of it. That is when he started screaming from his lungs with a bright red face, "Did you really think you could get away with stealing from me? You are not going to take away my money." I looked up shocked, trying to process what was happening. He was screaming so loud that the whole McDonald's went silent and they were all staring at us. I told him, "I am sorry, it was not intentional, I just miscalculated the coins." He continued screaming, "You are not going to scam me. And what the F are these coins? Give me banknotes." And he threw all the coins from his grip at me. I stood there humiliated, intimidated, 50 people staring at me. I could only say that I don't have banknotes. He replied, "Edgaff, what you have, get me banknotes from somewhere." That is when the manager arrived at my station. He was the good guy manager, thankfully. He took over the situation, gave him his change, and firmly told him that cashiers cannot leave their station and can only handle the money that is in their register, and it is very unlikely someone would steal 5 cents. He dropped his brave screaming attitude now that the manager wasn't a 20-year-old girl, and left. Before that incident, the only conflict I had was when my mom was mad at me for not tidying my room. So that was a lot for sure. I remember I walked home crying and shaking, never saw him again after that.